get started with it. And just see how much we can get through. Oh, we finished? Okay. How did I say this name before? Fasoa? Fasoa's best detective duo has returned. Alright, welcome back, Mel and Malachite. John. Mr. Change your name every time I turn around. Hi, PQ. Yeah. This is Mel. And then this is Malachite or John or I can't remember the other one that he had. We don't know yet. I think it was Zephyr. I think that was the original name. The day goes good so far. I just started and I want to try to see how much of this game I can get through today. Like, I realized there are 4 acts in this game. I am on the 2nd act, I think towards the end of the 2nd act. I don't know. It is a 15-hour game. And I have no clue how much I've streamed of it so far. So I'm like, well, let's just see how far we can get, you know? Because I don't know how the acts are measured. With all the chit-chat, definitely longer. Yep. If I was just reading it to myself, I would probably just blast through it. But, you know. That's not how this is gonna go. Okay. I'm calling him Aura now? Oh, okay. Because he's giving you migraines? No, because of his gloomy aura, of course. Well then, Mel, Aura. It's good to have you two back in town. I assume you were able to solve the mystery surrounding the missing familiars, right? Time to work and get this shit done. Go get it. I will be here. Yes? Okay. With the help of my trusty assistant, I was able to figure it out. Aren't you fucking glad you went? Or, that's remarkable, I have to say. Good thing you went with her, Aura. It was a dangerous mission? Did you encounter a T-Rex? Of course not. But we were nearly burned alive? That's not what I would have expected. You must always expect life to double-cross you? I'm glad you both made it back in one piece. But I'm curious, what was the reason behind those vanishing familiars? Do I need to worry about Andu disappearing too? How about we tell you what happened in Zoford, but only in exchange for 2 free drinks. Haha, I can see you've learned a thing or two on your first big mission. Aura taught me how to be more cunning. Oh, aren't you proud? Only the basics. No need to be so humble. You taught her well. What kind of drink would you like today, Mel? I want something that'll polish my investigative and deductive skills. A drink that'll make me even smarter than I am now, so no mystery case like this one will ever be unsolvable for me. See if this will make your brain cells multiply. Thank you. Let's try. Oh, this is good. Oh no. Oh yes. Yep. Initially I wanted to sit this one out, but I might actually need a drink now. Yeah. Mella's ready to go, man. So you're gonna have to catch up. It'd be my pleasure if it means that I get to hear your story. Also, I am longing for another one of your little secrets. Right. We made a deal. Correct. Correct. So, what will it be today? Maybe something that'll help me counter her verbal attacks so that she's... Now that she is linguistically invincible. I am not. So the usual. Alright. Give me a second. I'll be right back. This game is so adorable. This should make things easier for you. No. I can see it in his face. Is it that bad? Huh? No, silly. He likes it. You can clearly see it in the way his scarf is moving. I see. My deductive skills aren't that bad after all. You think you could teach me a thing or two sometime? Of course. Then we'll be a trio. The detective, her trusty assistant, and the curious apprentice. I like the sound of that. It's been a while since I've been an apprentice. I don't remember being asked if I wanted to be a part of this. But I couldn't have completed the quest without you. Also, being a detective's trusty assistant is an honorable duty. But I'm glad you came with me. Of course. Couldn't let you walk headfirst into the open maw of a hungry T-Rex. Did you actually encounter a T-Rex in Zoford? No, don't be silly. For a moment, I thought you just shared one of your many secrets with me. Right, I guess I owe you one of those now. My hair isn't actually all black. I know. That's not a secret. I can clearly see the white streak. Sorry guys, I keep coughing. Anyways. But now, please, I'm dying to know what happened to Zoford. So, thanks to the golden feathers, we made it to Zoford in the blink of an eye. I don't think I've ever felt that fast in my life. It was like he had the zoomies. They helped us remain unseen, too. Thanks to your drink, we were able to sneak around the city without attracting too much attention. But those ghosts were the clue we needed. I knew we'd find something at the dock, so we made our way there. She was right. In the dead of the night, just hours after we had left your tavern, we spotted a peculiar dog roaming near the water. We watched as it tried to sneak onto a cargo ship. It behaved weird, undog-like. It hid behind some barrels and kept looking left and right before it started to sneak on board. I'd never seen a dog do that before. It looked like it didn't know how to be a dog. It didn't use its nose, its ears. It was just off. We watched as one of the workers noticed the dog and scared it away. But my investigative senses were tingling. So we started asking around, as detectives do when they want to collect some evidence. A few people said they had also seen some animals with odd behaviors. Most of them, though, Most of them thought they had some kind of illness like rabies, or that they were spirits disguised in animal form. Oh wow. Spirits disguised in animal forms sent by a sea witch. So they stayed away and minded their own business. Not very high class detective of them, but they made it for they made for fine witnesses. Apparently there's something like a weekly get-together for all the town's familiars. We decided to check it out. And we managed to track down a few of the participating familiars to get more insight. It was a little tricky since none of them wanted to talk to us at first. I think they were a bit wary of strangers. It also seems to be difficult for familiars to speak to people they don't know. Hi, Rosie. Must have something to do with their magical abilities. But with our combined charm and charisma, Aura and I were finally able to gain the trust of one of them. And they told us something strange. They said all those familiars that went missing seem to have been in contact with one particular magician. So of course we had to pay that wizard a visit, preferably when he wasn't at home. I think that's called burglary. Finding out his address was child's play. Apparently he's quite popular among the people of Zoford. It just took Aura a little bit of well-executed bribery to find the mage's home. Did you take some notes? I did. Prepare yourself to be my next test subject, innkeeper. Should I be scared? I'm excited to see how much you've learned. Actually, yes. You'll be surprised. Flabbergasted. Gobsmacked. Very well. Your drink really did wonders. We managed to break in without anyone noticing. It was so exciting. We snuck around looking for evidence, maybe a hidden ritualistic chamber or something like that. And did you find one? Sadly, no. But we found his office with the door open. Inside were a lot of books about different kinds of animals and familiars. We figured he just loves animals, or at least needed that knowledge for something else. As any world-class detective would, I also checked his trash can. And did you find anything? Well, nothing that helped to solve the case. But I did find something that you'd like between all that shredded paper. It looked like a recipe for a magical drink, just like the ones you serve. Ta-da! Silent Owl. Oh. It's intelligence, agility, and fight? Wow. Sight, strength, and subtlety for a natural predator. Oh wow, okay. That's what I thought. Anyways, Aura and I continued our search for clues. His office also had books about common and uncommon diseases in animals, so we kinda had a connection to the reported cases of rabies. I thought it was a bit of a stretch, not that I could change her mind. That wasn't all we found. Next to his desk, in a small cupboard, were his diaries. Multiple? Okay. They were full of notes and spells that I didn't understand. Something about transmutational magic. While she studied his diaries, I rummaged around his belongings and scrolls. I had absolutely no clue what any of it meant until I found something of interest. Detailed instructions on how to unbind a familiar from their services. A thought began to manifest itself in my brain, although I couldn't quite grasp it yet. But somehow my instincts told me I had all the information I needed. I just had to stitch everything together. Kind of like what I do when I assemble quests for my patrons. Exactly, but right when I tried getting to it, we heard the front door squeak and creak as someone entered the house. We tried to hide, of course, but we hadn't been quick enough with our investigation. And definitely not subtle either. The whole place looked super chaotic. The wizard immediately knew something was off. And a potentially dangerous person on high alert is even more dangerous. So we had to be on guard. Or I hid under the table, but I had other plans. I managed to jump on a bookshelf and wedge myself right on top under the ceiling. Oh. So I was hidden, but could still see the whole room. Good call. Yeah. I watched as the magician barged in, but he wasn't alone. He was accompanied by a lizard, a colorful bird, and a two-headed sheep. Oh no, not one of those again. Huh? It's nothing. Please continue. It was so weird. The bird didn't know how to fly, the wizard walked on two legs, and the sheep's two heads always looked in the same direction. As if they all didn't know how to be real animals. Just like the dog from the docks. But now we had proof. The weird animals were definitely connected to the weird wizard. And as if the wizard noticed something, he stopped and said to the animals, "No, you three get out of here. I don't want you to get in trouble or hurt." I already had my fingers wrapped around the handle of my knife, ready to strike. I'm sure he felt my murderous intent. But it does sound like he cared about those animals. That's what I thought too. As soon as they left the room, I saw him create a ball of flames in his hand. He was ready to strike. And I knew I had to do something. He would have done horrible things to Aura. So I meowed. Oh no! Like a cat? Uh-huh. I pretended to be a cat. And somehow it worked, even though I was wearing clothes. The wizard turned around and saw me on top of the bookshelf. His features turned from worried to soft in a millisecond, and he said, "Oh, a little rascal. How did you get in here? Did I lock you in? You must be terribly scared." And I was scared, but not for the reason he thought. So I just meowed a second time, as you do when you're pretending to be a cat. And then he said, very politely, "Would you please come down here? This room isn't a place for little cats, but I can offer you a cup of milk instead." And that was a very tempting offer, so as any cat would, I answered, "No, but I would love some chocolate milk." Oh no. Went from meows to answering back. Oh shit. Okay. Hi, Faye. Thank you? I don't know. I feel like kind of I'm a little bit of a mess today, but it's fine. All the music stops with it. How are you today, though, Faye? Are we all just letting it sink in? I kind of forgot that cats don't usually speak. Needless to say, his face was priceless. But then his hands started to light up again. Oh, there's a little bit of sweating. I immediately knew she was in danger, so I broke every possible rule that Thieves Guild taught me, and just popped up from underneath the table. Oh? That was very brave. That was kind of foolish thing to do. No, that was very brave. Don't know if I'd been so fearless. Well, I had to. Yup. The wizard turned around. He was surprised, maybe even scared, but he was also ready to fire at me. I heard he saw my life flashing before my eyes. And before I can even think about it, I yelled, "We know you don't mean any harm. You're just trying to protect those familiars, right?" Apparently I hit a nerve. He stopped right in his tracks. I took advantage of that moment and tried to explain why we were in his home in the first place. I told him everything about the quest, the familiars, the weird dog. Usually I'm not very good with words, but, well, your drink definitely did what it was supposed to. I don't know how, but I think we managed to de-escalate the situation. He looked panicked before that, as if he was being chased. Maybe he actually expected people to come after him. Hearing all the clues out of Aura's mouth kind of flipped a switch in my brain. And I could see the truth right in front of me. Suddenly everything made so much sense. I jumped down from the shelf and began my conclusion. It is clear to me that you, the accused, do not have ill intentions. However, that does not make you innocent. You're still involved in the disappearance of some familiars. She was walking back and forth while she gave her speech, and needless to say, the wizard and I were equally confused. You're fond of animals, and as such, also familiars. And while I don't know anything about magic, I have heard the term transmutational before. Who hasn't, honestly? It's a broadly used term. That right there was a blatant lie. So I, the world's greatest detective, have concluded you are turning familiars into animals, or at least you're making them look like animals. You also were accompanied by some of those turned familiars, and you cared for their safety. That means they are here of their own free will. So by turning them into animals, you did them a favor. They wanted to be transmuted. But now their patrons and other familiars can't reach them anymore. And they're worried that something bad happened to them. That's why we're here. Yes. Case closed. That's pretty impressive. And you figured that all out. And you figured that out all by yourself. Yep. The magician was also really impressed. It totally hit the nail on the head. I explained again that we were just there to investigate, but that it was also necessary for the familiars and their friends and families to talk to each other. The remaining familiars wanted an explanation as well as their former mages. The wizard already felt guilty for doing something behind their backs, of course. Turns out the familiars were unhappy in their dragon-like bodies and much preferred feeling like real animals. But they were afraid of telling their patrons and familiar friends, so none of their remaining acquaintances knew what had happened. Of course they expected the worst. Why else would your friends just leave you alone and disappear without a trace? Yeah? Thank you, Rosie. kind of need it today. Yeah. But obviously none of them wanted to continue on like that, so we helped set up a meeting for them to talk it out. And they did. All the magicians were very understanding, if a little sad to lose their connections. The other familiars also welcomed them with open arms, even though they were a little confused at first. They needed a while to understand why their friends wanted to be animals. But I think they got it eventually. So all in all, it sounds like a very successful quest. Absolutely. I'm glad you got to uncover the truth. Me too. The magician even decided to give us something in return for helping him. Neither of us have any use for it, so we wanted you to have it. Don't say that. That makes it sound like a bad gift, and it's not. What is it then? It's a ring of beast storing, with a lost familiar inside of it. He found it a long while ago, but its patron never showed up. We named it Renu. Melina can't take care of it, and I have my sheepfish, Rufus. And you have Andu, so you already know how to take care of a mini dragon. Oh, I absolutely do. He might enjoy some company. So thank you two very much. Oh my gosh, he's so cute! Ah! He's so fucking cute. I love it. Okay. I did miss that one. Hang on. I need to get back to Rufus now. He gets lonely without me sometimes. Or is it that you get lonely without him? He's my pet. I need to take care of him. Don't worry. I'm sure Fable did a good job. Though it's nice to see how much you care for your pet. He's been my only friend since my parents died a long time ago. Oh. Were they also eaten by zombies? No. Wasn't it a T-Rex? They were burned alive? Oh dear. Okay. Whoops. Oh, yeah. Oh no. I remember it as if it were yesterday. It was late afternoon and my parents wanted to visit the adjacent village to buy some grain. But they never returned. I wanted to look for them. But when I got to the village, every house, every barn, and even the ground was ablaze. I heard yelling, people screaming in pain, pleading for help. And my parents were nowhere to be found. A few of the survivors confirmed they had seen them earlier that day, before the fire. I later found out the perpetrator was the pretentious son of a noble family. He had a disagreement with a farmer over some payments and instead paid a bunch of criminals to set fire to his barn. But the fire spread uncontrollably and devoured everything in its path, including innocent lives. Just like it did today. That's awful. I'm sorry, Aura. It's okay. Oh! I totally just realized that my fucking camera is blocking half of the words. There we go. That's a little bit better. Now everybody can see the words whenever I'm fumbling over them. Okay. That's alright. I bottled all of my emotions up and combined them into desire. For a family? For revenge? Oh. Okay. Oh. But that sounds like a lonely desire, though. And you haven't found any friends since then. No. The people in the Thieves Guild helped me survive, but they weren't particularly keen on friendship. So I chose the lonely path that was meant for me. That's not very nice of them. But now you have me. And we're best friends now. And accomplices. And we found our own... And we can found? And we can found our own guild. Make our own guild, basically. Okay. Like a detectives guild. No. Give us a few more quests and we'll be the most famous detectives in all of Visoa? I'm sure of that. Oh, hello, Hex. And a good mythical morning to you, Innkeeper. This time it's actually still morning. But that doesn't mean it isn't also morning somewhere else in the world as well. Of course not. That's a really cute hat you're wearing. Thanks. Can I try it on sometime? Only if you tell me your name. A fellow master of bribery, I see. But there's nothing more you could possibly teach me. A world-class detective like me doesn't need extra lessons in bribery. So you're a detective? Yes. The best detective in all of Visoa, I might add. I'm Melina, by the way, but you can call me Melli. I've been calling her Mel this whole time, not Melli. Whoops. Happy to make your acquaintance, Mel. I am Hexagon Hex, but you can call me Hex. Like, by your last name? No, Hex. As in short for hexagon, obviously. And who's that grim-looking fellow to your next to you? Oh, him? They look grouchy, but they're my world-class assistant. Not by choice. His name is Aura. I'm sure it is. Yes. Nice to meet you, Aura. Little hump. Okay. But I think you've gotten enough information out of me. Can I try on your hat now? That's a tricky one. You see this little star pendant at the tip of my hat? Uh-huh. It classifies me as a wizard of the primordial sea. A silver one, I might add. One of Leviathan's most trusted confidants. Oh. And all of his knowledge is directly transmitted to anyone with a hat like mine. In particular, silver stars like me have access to information that, leaked to the masses, would break the order of this world. Oh wow. But every silver star has to go through extensive mental training. Such amounts of knowledge would drive any mortal without proper training insane. No. So I can't let you try on my hat without endangering your life. And I couldn't forgive myself if I... And I couldn't forgive myself if I were the reason Fasoa's best detective went mad. That is very honorable of you. But I, the great detective Melina, have concluded that you, Hexagon Hex, are nothing but a bad liar. Ah, you're a great detective indeed. I honestly thought you were pretty convincing, Hex. Thank you. Wait, did you actually believe him? I gotta be honest, I considered it for a moment. No way! But I decided for myself that his words are fairly implausible. I just happen to know a thing or two about the primordial sea. I've read a few books, heard some rumors. You know how it is. And I really doubt Leviathan would share his precious knowledge with a mere mortal. Nothing against you, Hex. Thank the dragons. For a second, I really lost my faith in you there, Innkeeper. I gotta say, you're really convincing. I sure am. Looks like even a great detective like me never stops learning. Honestly, you could have just told me no, though. I would have revealed my name even without a promising magic hat. Promising magic hat on the line. But it's more fun this way. I think honesty is also a very important skill to master. Whatever you say, detective. But Hex, what brings you here today? Nothing, really. I was just longing for another one of your drinks. You know, the kind that would flood my head with new ideas. Leave it to me. There you go. This should do the trick. Huh, let's see. Oh, I can already feel it. All the ideas. They're manifesting in my brain. Honestly, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I guess we'll have to find out. Oh, can you maybe show me a magic trick? Just to test your abilities, I mean. Well, yes, of course I can. I'm glad you asked. You know, I'm a master of fire. Uh-oh. Oh, can you also do fireballs? I wouldn't call a fireball a mere magic trick. More like a fully fledged spell. But I can create 10 tiny flames on top of my fingertips. Like cute little candles? I want to see that. I would advise you to play with fire outside. Yes, please. A lot of my ingredients are very flammable. You'll miss a real big show then. I think I'll somehow manage to survive. Your loss. Hora, are you coming as well? You can I'm good. I was like, you can stay inside. I know you're not a big fan of fire. Alright, Lone Wolf. You're missing out, though. Certainly. See you later. Have fun. Burn things outside, please. Hello. It's Sarah Lynn. How you been? It's been a minute since I saw you, actually. Innkeep? Sarlin? This quest up for taking? It sure is. Why else would it be hanging on the quest board? Who asked you, thief? Are you going all by yourself? Of course. I don't do groups. But it could be quite dangerous. Is Daria? Daria seems to be a hot spot for danger at the moment. Do you want to come with me or what? If so, spit it out, kid. No. Fine. There's nothing this greatsword can't cleave through by itself. Won't need much help. Cool. They always like that innkeep. Depends on who's in the room. Ah, I see how it is. You do? Yes, of course I do. You're like a dragon. You barely know me, so it's obvious that you're reserved as to not expose any weak points. But sometimes you gotta find the fine line between being reserved and being a tad too edgy. That. Can you stop psychoanalyzing me? Yes. No. Great. Not like you're right with any of your assumptions. You could always enlighten us. I'll pass, but I wouldn't mind another drink. Same as always? Yes. Something, you know, something for my aura. Gotcha. It's on the house this time. Thanks. That's good. Enough. Splendid. Alright, moving on. What about you, Sarlin? I'd like to know more about the chasmscape that's the path to Daria. Daria? I mean, I haven't been there yet. Me neither, actually. Really? Do you think I never leave this tavern? Do you have any special insights that might be useful? Not so much about the situation in Daria itself, but bits and bobs I picked up over the last days. Enlighten me. As you might have read, travel to Daria has become a bit of a hazard. Collapsing bridges, disappearing animals, nervous diplomats. Sounds like a haven for bandits. Among other things. Either way, I'll get that blue blood to Daria. Of course, how about a drink to aid with the undertaking? I thought you'd never ask. Any wishes? I mean, this could go either way. Depends on what truly is going down in Daria. Timing might be important. Being swift and smart about it. Evasion, that's what you call it. I might have a good infusion for that. The feather of a golden loon. A what? Oh, a rare waterfowl. Legend has it the wind still resides on its feathers, which is why they lend you its speed. Ah, intriguing. Suppose it'd be great for evasion if you added something for the brains to it. Although I'll be dealing with a diplomat, so a little additional charisma to get me on his good side wouldn't hurt either. Definitely doable. Alternatively, to be prepped for every possible situation, something to my defenses wouldn't be too bad. How do you feel about traveling under the blessing of the dragons? I'm all ears. With a little citron, your weapon strikes will be blessed. Great against bandits or bridges. That sounds like something my Baba would have chosen, not that she would have needed it. If the situation really is that dangerous, something that'd give me more protection would fit. If it comes with enough strength to strike back, that is. But being able to evade the threat might be some blah blah blah. But being able to evade the threat by being smart and fast about it might be better. You know what, Innkeep? I'll leave the choice to you. You should know what you're doing. Let me think about it. Fuck. This one might actually be a little bit hard. Fuck. Okay. Because it's mostly defensive, but also being able to fight. But also be quick. I don't know. I feel like she needs to be more defensive since it's more like a transport kind of mission. Though being charismatic would also be nice. Being smart about it. I don't know. Something tells me to be defensive about it this time. Just in case. Hopefully I didn't pick wrong. May the dragons guide your way. May they. Where are you headed? Rhea. Popping up out of nowhere, huh? Okay. Daria. Some diplomat clown is in need of aid. Needs some escorting of sorts. Aye, Innkeep. Is this the escort quest you've been offering? Yep. Boggin' crap. I've been meaning to take that one to earn a bit of coin on the side. Well, I've already committed to it. And what if I tell you I want that quest? Well, you ain't getting it. Simple. Could you stop me? Do you want me to try? I'd love you to. Come on now. Just go together. Who asked ye? Exactly. Your conversation is giving me a headache. The solution is as easy as it is efficient. Go together. One takes on the big bags, the other the small ones. Either way, you're better prepared for a fight. And your defense will be better. Listen, I'm looking to buy materials for an important project. Material costs exploded ever since the stars fell. I wouldn't mind a side gig. You look sturdy, like you could take a few blows, so sure. Let's do it. Let's meet tonight at the crossroad to Themis. We'll leave from there. Great. I'll head to my room to start packing. And to take a nap. Those are efficient after all, huh? Oh, shush. You're a brooding fella, aren't you? This is just who I am. I've met fellas like you before. You're all the same. Often you got the truest hearts of gold. Can we skip the sincerity? My headache is bad enough. Oi, Innkeep. Rhea? Kyle keeps talking about fireworks. He's still oblivious about what actually happened. Luck's with the fools, they say. For many, it'd be easier if it had just been fireworks. He keeps blabbering about that letter. Oh? Have you opened it yet? No. Dreading what might be inside? I don't have the time yet. Didn't have the time yet, or I just don't care that much. I'm curious about what's on the fucking letter. Because it came from the big, tall, broody guy in the market. I would be curious. Didn't have the time yet, or I just don't care that much. That sounds broody as fuck, so I'm gonna say I didn't have the time yet. Suddenly, your lines don't sound so empty anymore. Don't think too hard about it. It's Archie. Think about what? Nothing. Of course not. I didn't mean to pry or anything, even though I'm very curious by nature. Good for you. I would agree. That and Wanderlust is the reason I decided to come here. To the tavern, to Zenith, to adventure. Woohoo. Thank you. I've come to inquire whether someone has already embarked on the quest to escort my dear friend Adaria. Very much so. She's sitting right here. Where? Oh, how rude of me. Of course. Hello, brave adventurer. Rhea's enough. Hello, brave Rhea. You're the one who's going to escort my dear friend? Along with Saralyn? That one. Oh, Saralyn. Phenomenal. I'm beyond thrilled to learn that my dear friend is going to be in such capable hands. Though, I've been wondering. Come on, spit it out. Could I perhaps join? It's totally art if not, but this diplomat is very dear to me and it feels like my duty to aid him. Can you even fight? Well, I can talk. Very well, in fact. I can fight with my words. The wolves hate it. The wolves hate it. So sure thing. Come along, lad. I'll show you some tricks. We leave at midnight. Oh lord. Saralyn's gonna be so upset. Really? How exciting. This might take a turn. I did do defensive. So, having Rhea is defensive, Saralyn will be defensive for this one instead of being smart about it. And then Archie, who I think is a bard? It says swashbuckler, but you're more... charismatic. This is gonna be fun. Okay. Hopefully I didn't make a bad choice. Oh, how the turntables! Me going on a very dangerous and important quest, instead of merely reading about it. Seems like you're on the right path for your hero's journey. Indeed. All the stories I'll have to tell when I return, Innkeeper. I can't wait. Farewell. See you soon. Goodbye. See you soon. I hope their quest goes well and they don't run into anything unexpected. What's on your mind? Are there any open quests left? There is one, but it involves social conflict resolution. Sure, whatever. Oh, you're actually gonna take that one for the... This is gonna be amazing! Please! Isn't it a bit too soon to go on another quest? You just got back. At least a long rest, replenish some resources. I'm good. If you say so, and are you sure? No, but who cares? I do. Don't. A bit too late for that, I'm afraid. I already paid you with the story today, so get me one of those quest drinks. Something with a little more violence? I don't think I'll be doing that. Please, Fable! Just the person I need. Please. Hiya, Innkeeper. Hiya, Fable. Hiya, Mal. Hi. Yeah. Never mind. Would you like a drink? Actually, I'm here for a quest. Archie told me there was still one left, and I wanted to ask if I could take it. Good question, Fable. Are we having a standoff? I see it's on me to answer it. Aura is thinking about taking the quest. Who's Aura? John. Malachite. That guy. Oh, nice name. Thank you. But if you're already taking it, I guess I'm too late. I hope you have fun. Ooh, first come, first serve with Aura. I think you should take the quest instead, Fable. Or why don't you two go together? Okay, listen. Aura is seeking violence at the moment, and that is a like some sort of marital dispute between a hang on. Hold up. This one. It's between the Mary Morgan and a Banshee. So we need Delicate, which would be Fable. But we don't know exactly what's going on. I'm gonna say go together. Together? Is that allowed? Of course. Teamwork is the adventuring world's bread and butter. Most heroic deeds are not done alone. Life would be very lonely that way. It would be, yes. So you should go on this quest together. Combine your individual strengths to solve any problems better than you ever could alone. And you would get to know each other better in the process. It's a win-win. Aura, what do you think? Would you be okay with that? I guess. Would you? I think so. It sounds fun. Cool. It's settled then. You'll go together. If I can ask, what exactly is the quest about? Archie only mentioned there was one. It's simple. Abaya is worried because the Banshee of the Lonesome Lagoon and the Mary Morgan of the Ashen Grove aren't speaking to each other. She fears the end of their relationship would also mean the end of her friendship with them. Fable knows the Mary Morgan because she's been inside the Ashen Grove. Aura has been to the Lonesome Lagoon, so they both kind of know their ways. Abaya is friends with the Mary Morgan? Best friends. Ah, so we need to talk to the Mary Morgan. And the Banshee. What an opportunity. I always wanted to come face to face with the embodiment of sorrow. Don't you think that's scary? No. Oh, wow. No. You know what's scary? Failing relationships. Social fights are the most dangerous kind. I find them less scary than wrathful spirits. Seems like together your fears will cancel each other out. This was a good idea. I'm excited about this, actually. Okay. I don't know enough about math to dispute that. Speaking of math-ish, how do you two want to approach this? This is not an easy task, so we must be smart about it. Do you still have any of those fade crystals? The ones that make you fade into the shadows entirely? Sure do. Good. I suggest you mist those with a hefty serving of intelligence. Then we can turn invisible and come up with a clever ruse to make them fall for each other again without ever knowing what it was. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold up. Wait, what? What did you just say? Turn invisible and come up with a clever ruse to make them fall for each other again without them ever knowing it was us. Do you just want to avoid social interaction? Maybe. Or maybe I just remember how well invisible served me last time. Fair enough. I don't know. I feel like they should talk about their feelings. What if their feelings are that they never want to talk to each other again, ever again? Then they should talk about that too. That's not the point of the quest. I think it is. We should face the problem head on instead of trying to find a way to avoid it. I think I could do with another round of charisma for this one. And maybe... Innkeeper, Clay mentioned you have Thunder Sage. That would help us inspire other people, right? Correct. I'll admit it works a little differently for everyone, but I have no doubt you'll figure it out. Speaking of Clay, he wanted me to tell you that he and Tia will make it back in time for the barbecue. Really? That's amazing. Aura, you should come too. We're having a barbecue at the werewolf settlement on the 31st. It'll be fun, I think. It'll be great fun, I think. I don't think so. Oh, alright. I have to get back to Rufus at some point. He'll need his wool cut. Speaking of Rufus, if you're here, Fable, where's the sheepfish? Melina picked him up. She said she'd bring him home so he has to spend less time alone. Ha! Great. You're just up here blowing bubbles and having a great time. I appreciate that. Was that wrong? I told her exactly what kind of food to give him in case he gets hungry while they wait for you. No, it's fine. He likes her. They're a good match. Anyway, we should hurry so you don't miss your barbecue. You're right. Innkeeper, can you help us pick the right approach? Either invisible and intelligent, or charismatic and inspiring. I trust your expertise. Let me think about it. I think a direct approach is the better choice. After all, honest communication is important, right? Would you say so? Very much so. And you? I think honesty is the best approach to any situation, including this one. Agreed. I think the only question left is, where should we start? The Ashen Grove is closer. And you already know where to find the Mary Morgan. Do you? Yes, I encountered her before. So she'll remember you. Useful? I hope not. Last time she tried to drown me. Oh, I see. Oops. It was pretty embarrassing. I know the way to the Banshee too. It might be smarter to start with the one further away. Work backwards and all. That makes sense. Let's do that. Good. But we should prepare first. The journey to Boreas won't be easy. You're right. We should leave tomorrow morning. We should. Are we good? Wonderful. Glad to know you'll actually rest between quests, Aura. If I must. You went on a quest with Mel, right? How was it? Fine. Reminded me of my parents. Aren't they, well, they're dead. Ah! Burned to death. I'm sorry. That's horrible. That's life. It shouldn't be. How old were you when you lost them? 7. Oh wow. That must have been really scary. It was fine. You're feeling emotions! Don't bottle! It doesn't sound fine. When I was 7, I ran into a vine-spiked boar while searching for friendly rocks. It chased me through the forest for almost an entire hour. Could I have some? Thank you. First, I thought I was going to die. Then I was sure I was never going to step foot outside again. But when they found me crying, my family hugged me so tightly they dried up all my tears. And when I sat in my room, frozen in fear, we danced and played board games until I'd forgot what I was even scared. I can't imagine not having that. I can. It was... Please don't say fine. Scary. Really scary. I waited at home by myself for 2 whole days. I thought the shadows were gonna eat me at some point. And when I finally was brave enough to leave, I was too late. You know it wasn't your fault, right? I know I never want to feel that scared again. But it was fine, because I fixed it. Fixed it? How? By taking revenge on the blank who caused their death. A popular approach these days. Did that make you feel any better? Yeah, sure. It was just a natural part of my journey. Following the path of darkness. It's my destiny. Misery is nobody's destiny. She's right. You shouldn't confide yourself to sadness just because it's what you're used to. Besides, the innkeeper always says you can choose your own destiny. And I decided our destiny is to bring these 2 lovebirds back together. At least for now. What was that little, like... I'm trying to interpret him sometimes, and it's kind of hard, I have to admit. So I don't know what that little, like, glee face was. I think I need to go prepare for a treacherous journey ahead. You should let Melina know you're leaving. You have to go say bye to your sheepfish anyway. She'll be worried senseless otherwise. Let her know you'll be back. I might not be. Don't be like your parents. Ooh! Ooh! Innkeeper! Ow! Whatever. Time to go. fuck? Innkeeper knows how to throw daggers. Damn. Do you think I should go after them? I think sometimes we need a bit of time to feel our feelings by ourselves before we feel comfortable enough feeling them in front of other people. That's a no, right? Give him a moment. You'll have plenty of time to be there for him when you're trying to play matchmaker for the undead. Right. We have to do that. Which is fine. It'll be fine. Mary Morgan probably doesn't even remember me. And if she does, I can just run, or hide, or cry. No matter what, you won't be alone. I can't tell Aura how afraid I am. It'll be so embarrassing. If you want to be there for him, you should also let him know that when you're scared. It's only fair. I don't want to burden them with my problems. Being a burden every once in a while is part of the wonderful experience of being loved. Your friends appreciate it when you trust them enough to let them help you. Why's the innkeeper gotta hit so hard right now? Fuck. Because when you care for people, you're willing to put in a little work to make them smile. But you already know all this, don't you? I know! The innkeeper coming from my fucking soul right now! It's like, damn. The innkeeper calls out Aura over here, and then just telling the truth. I think it's because me and Fable, I feel very in sync with Fable a lot here. So, yeah, the innkeeper calling out things just hurts. I can't lie. I do. But just kind of nice. Oh shit! I clicked. I do, but it's just so much harder to keep in mind when it comes to myself. I know, but you've been doing very well. I know, but you have to try anyhow. I think I've been doing very well. Thank you, innkeeper. It's all thanks to you. That isn't true. I've been trying to help you the best I can, but you're the one who actually has to change. And I'm proud of how far you've come. Let's call it teamwork then. Let's. Anytime. Can I stay for a little longer? I think I need a bit more time before I can face my fears. Always, Fable. Thank you. Right, morning and is not morning. Did I sleep that long? No, it's still the same day. Ah, that makes more sense. Not morning, Elfie. Not morning. How did you sleep? Soundly. Feels like I haven't slept so well in ages. Archie said you're going on a quest? Yeah. Ooh. Ray and I will be escorting some rich blank to Daria. Be a little nicer, please. He's Archie's friend. Sorry, we'll be escorting some rich idiot to Daria. He's Archie's friend? I see. That's why he's so excited. 'Cause his friend's leaving? Must really be craving some peace and quiet. Oh, no, no. He's excited because they'll get to travel together. What? Oh, shit! Fable! No! You're ratting it out right now. He said he's coming along. Since when? Rhea invited him. Great. Is it too late to back out? Yes, don't be a coward. Or no. Would you like to? I'm not gonna call Sarlin a coward, and it wasn't her choice to do this. So, no. Would you like to? I guess. Then feel free. Rhea's gonna eat that kid alive. And I'm a woman of my word. If you want me to tell you that you have to do this, I'm afraid you'll have to make that decision yourself. Fine, I'll go. Haha. But I'll need another drink. That would be rather difficult. I already gave you a drink tailored to your quest, and my boost shouldn't be mixed so irresponsibly right before an adventure. So I'm just supposed to deal with this headache by myself? Yes. Very helpful. Thank you. You're welcome. Do you think something exciting will happen in your quest? We'll see. I've got a good feeling about it. You reckon I'm gonna meet another guardian? Maybe. That would be fun, right? What kind would you like to meet this time? Not sure. I feel like I already met the one I was looking for. What could be greater than tricking a wyvern chimera? You're right. I think that means it's time to befriend the Realm Keepers now. Wouldn't that be something? Which one would you like to meet the most? Gaia. Can't think of a greater honor than that, you? Gaia as well, but I feel like I should pick someone else for balance. Cassiopeia, maybe? I'd love to ask her how she's doing right now. Maybe give her a hug. You'd be the type to give a dragon a hug. What does that mean? That you're very lovely, I think. Something like that. So, fellow dragon enjoyer, who would you pick? No repeats. Ooh. You're the first dragon and origin of everything. Tuat, the great spirit dragon, or Leviathan, the serpent of the primordial sea. Okay, Innkeeper already has connections to the primordial sea. So, you think too, the great spirit dragon? I don't know. I don't want to pick, like, the origin of everything. Yeah, like, Innkeeper has connections to the primordial sea, so I was leaning 3. The great spirit dragon would be fucking cool, though. So I'm really leaning 3 right now. Why? You like snakes? I do. Whole in chaos. Okay. Spirit dragon would be my choice. Got you. That's kind of where I was leaning, but because of the innkeeper's backstory, I was leaning more towards the primordial sea. So, I understand you there. Minus the water thing, this innkeeper sounds like me. Yeah, there's chaos. I do. I also enjoy elemental magic in swimming and chaos. So snakes also, because it's a serpent. Mm-hmm. What was that last one? Swimming. Right. Whoopsie. But I suspect your quest will have its merits, even if you don't meet any of the Realm Keepers. That's true. I bet you and Rhea will have a lot to talk about, and you could teach Archie more about adventuring. I'm not so sure about that. You're a great teacher. I've learned so much from you already, just by being your friend. Like how to say what I really mean. I'm still working on it, obviously, but I feel so much better when I'm being honest about what I want. You've been getting a lot better at it. Thank you. And Mel loves practicing with you. She says she wants to ask Rhea to build her a great sword of her own. So a regular sized dagger? Teaching someone to hold a sword is one thing. Guts and bravery are something else. Not sure I could teach Archie something I'm still practicing myself. You can always practice together. Yeah. Speaking of practice, you're going on a quest too, Elfie. I am. Aura and I are going to fix the Banshee and Mari Morgan relationship. Is that sneaky twister's new name? It is. Ain't you scared of the Mari Morgan? Only a little. Okay, maybe a lottle. A lottle. Do you think she's going to drown me? Or do you think the Banshee will? Maybe they'll reunite through the teamwork of drowning me. Probably not. I think you'll find some wacky as heck solution that no person in the history of dragonkind would ever have thought of. Like being kind or whatever. I'd like that. I really, really hope I didn't pick the wrong choice for Sarlin by giving them defense instead of being smart. Cause like, they're going into bandit country, kind of. I'm worried. It'll be fine. It's fine. And if all else fails, you've always got an insane air echo by your side to pull you out of the water. If he can swim. He's sane. Is he? Well, mostly. I think he's sad. And sadness can make people feel a lot of intense things. Like fear, or anger, or nothing at all. Anything that isn't sadness. It's easy to lose yourself in that, but there's always a way out, if you're looking. Mm-hmm. You taking that sheepfish thing along? Maybe. I think he might let him stay with Melina, so she isn't so alone. Or so he isn't at risk of losing him. Probably both. Not a bad idea. Would hate for her to be all alone while you two go chasing ghosts. Maybe we can send Grace over to check up on her. Or Hex? No. Sarlin doesn't like Hex, but Grace is a sweetie. Guess if you're going with whatever his name is, you'll finally be able to ask him about his cheesecake recipe. Cheesecake recipe? Melina mentioned he has a good one. I thought maybe he could show me how to make it. That doesn't seem like something he'd enjoy. Or that sounds like a great idea. It sounds amazing. Ask him. You can use my kitchen if you want to. Really? That would be amazing. Please ask him. I'll ask him. Maybe. Andu will be waiting for you. Yeah, Andu would love a cheesecake. Also, his friend up on the bookshelf would. On a completely different note, Sarlin, what happened to those undead snails you wanted to check in on? Well, they're slow, ain't they? Still got a little time to stick around. So, you'd say you like it here? It's not too bad here. Thought maybe I'd even bring my cousin a souvenir. Hands off my trinkets. I ain't that air echo. I'll get her something from the market or the elf settlement. And maybe I'll bring you something back from your farm, Elfie. You mentioned you'd love to try planting some ghost berries. Either way, I'll stop by sooner or later. Don't want to risk her turning into a werewolf and moving house. Ha. Ha. No, but seriously, if any more of my family members turn into dragon-forsaken werewolves, I'll be joining the Van Helsings. Still don't know if they're still don't know if they kill werewolves. Don't care. Do you think I could come with you? When you go, I mean. I could gather the ghost berries myself, and I know a lot about snails. Don't you think people need you here? You should. You got away with her family members. It kind of sounds like a good idea, actually. And the snails would love you. It's true. I have to agree. You'd probably make it a chaotic mess, but a fun chaotic mess. Yeah. Seems like you guys did end up forming a party after all. Shut up. Okay. Anyway, it's late. I think I should go back to the settlement and catch some rest. Hold on. Babel has a hidden talent for being able to read other people extremely well. Despite their anxiety, they know what to say in serious situations and go out of their way to help people in need. Nice. Doing fabulous. Sarlin, do you want to come with? We can stop by the werewolf settlement and say hi to Mr. Dragon. Dragon? Or bye. Ain't sure I got any tips for you in return, but I can listen to you worrying. Yeah, you're good at that. Do you want to come too, innkeeper? I'm afraid Andu doesn't do well in civilization. Or alone. Especially not alone. But I'll be eagerly awaiting your stories. We'll return with plenty. I'm counting on it. Good night, Sarlin. Good night, Fable. Night. Good night. Bye, everybody. I gotta take care of Andu. He hungry.